Hey there, welcome to the Let's Innovate for Vegas podcast, episode number 21, the International Space Apps Challenge 2023, Part 2, series of updates. The event approaches very quickly, October 7 and 8, so let's figure out what's going on, where we are, where we're headed. First, a quick recap. By the way, I'm Dan Hugo, in case you were thinking we might have a guest or something. Dan Hugo, Managing Director, Innovate for Vegas Foundation. My fellow board members will eventually figure out how to get one date that we can record our sort of live future forward, or whatever you want to call that. But anyway, a quick recap of the International Space Apps Challenge, which I've taken to be, I'm abbreviating it as ISAC, because this is a NASA event and they want to abbreviate everything. So the ISAC 2023, very, very quick recap from part one. There are several things from that podcast episode, but I won't bore you with that here. I've already done that. It's a global hackathon. There are many places around the planet that are taking part. There's a Slack, this is editorial, the worst tool in the world, literally, for managing this, but it is what it is. So there's a global hackathon. There are people from all over the world participating. The local, we call ourselves, we are NASA designated local leads. We are the people in each locality that are helping to make this happen. This is my first year. So there's the returning and the first year group. So the first year group is being given a bit more of a hand-holding, onboarding experience. Well, luckily for me, I have participated in a great many hackathons, although not this many simultaneous locations, and we'll see what happens here. But I fear nothing. I have been at some very substantial events. I've been at small events, and of course, we've been having hackathons every month here in Southern Nevada at our monthly hackathon meetup. So no biggie. The hackathon is going to be focused on space. The topics to focus on. And I don't know, I'll ask this during my next office hours meetup if you can deviate. But the topics will be released officially at the end of September. That'll give a week or two to kind of prepare. That's not as easy for people like me who are going to be looking for sponsors and maybe, throw in some hardware or software or whatever. But we'll see how that plays out. So the topics will be out at the end of September, and it will be very important to emphasize that even though it is the Space Apps Challenge, not every app, not every app must be code. And I will give kudos to the NASA folks who, on their website, have described it as an event for not only coders. I'm paraphrasing here, not only coders but storytellers and creative, making visual or maybe even wearable tech. And not everything is tech, though. Maybe it's just the wearable part. Often people will mistake a hackathon for. By default, a hackathon must be a bunch of people with laptops staying up all night with Red Bull and pizza. And while that is not true, it is not the only truth. We will definitely be trying to encourage a non-technical participation. So we'll see how that unfolds. And our event, the Las Vegas event, will not be limited to Las Vegas. We are having a hybrid event. We will have at least 2 locations around the Las Vegas area, the greater Vegas area. Extend open invitations to people within Nevada and well beyond. I've jokingly said that if anybody at Area 51 has some friends off-world, you can give them a call. They're welcome to join in. Area 51 where the alien bodies are stored. So we're looking for people to participate who want to, regardless of where they are. So we're trying to be inclusive. Las Vegas, a destination city for all things gambling and innovative. Well, maybe not totally innovative, but I'm going to do another show about that on my Cafe Genius Impresarios show, another episode about that. So tune in for that one for some thoughts on our innovation culture. But in the meantime, we will continue to innovate for Vegas and for space. So the mid-July countdown. Today I'm recording this on July 14th, which I forgot to mention. So it's Friday. We're halfway through July. I'm going to take a sip of some tea here. I don't know if you can hear my voice. It's fighting with me a little bit. So we have meetups, we have Zoom calls with the NASA folk. They're doing yeoman's work, as the saying goes, getting the sign-up portal up and running. It is officially up and running, But the ability to create local event pages, for example, the Las Vegas page on the portal, is a little hit or miss. I ran into some small issues. My page got rejected because I used the wrong, I think they call it a listing image, even though there was no indication what that was or what it should be. So I chose incorrectly. I guessed wrong. That is Vegas after all, right? 80% losing. So that's where I got caught up. So I got to resubmit my local event page. That'll be fine. I have said in the Slack that I will not send out anything about signing up until next week. So the sign up portal has a chance to recover. They're going to do some load testing. I think I heard that they already ran into some server side load limits. They kind of got a deluge of people. So I have suggested that for the big event on come October 8th at 11:59 p.m. in the local time of the event. So luckily that will be spread across 24 time zones. But I've suggested that we just go crazy and try to submit a bunch of projects in a simulation to do some load testing. So we'll see if we actually do that. Anyway, so like I said, we hope to have multiple locations. The International Innovation Center, where we have our monthly hackathon meetups, will be our mission control center. If you are at all familiar with the space program, you know all about that. I did read the Gene Kranz book, Failure is Not an Option, so I'm ready. So the MCC will be at the IIC in DTP. No, DTLV. DTP is a whole another headache. So we are having at least that, and then possibly a high school, possibly a second high school. I'm still hoping that the Becker Tech Center will be interested. They're having a hackathon at the end of July, so we'll see how much fun they have. Maybe we'll get them on board. In addition, we have, I'm looking at possibly trying to book some food trucks, and if we can get multiple locations, that could be fun. Maybe they'll rotate, stop at location A, then B, and the other one will be B, then A, or whatever. So if we can get some mobile food vendors involved, that will mean that I need to get some sponsors so we can pay people for victuals. But assuming we can do that, we also, and we'll stream, by the way, we'll have a live stream from at least one location, hopefully all of them. And we have a comedian. I met Alex. Used to be Alex Just Alex. Now it's Alex Just. Now it's just Alex Just, maybe? I don't know. Alex and I met, both of us moved to Vegas around the same time, 10 years ago, 2013. So we've known each other for quite some time. He's found a great deal of success as a stand-up comedian and other forms of comedy. He's quite intelligent. That helps. So he is going to be our official Las Vegas Space Apps Challenge stand-up comedian. And as I have suggested to people, the Homeland transfer can be funny, as we will see. If you don't know what the Homeland transfer is, it is a low energy orbital transfer, minimal energy, in fact, to go from one orbital, say altitude to another. You should know these things. The hackathon, by the way, will be heavily focused on the use of NASA's open data and open data from their partners and other affiliates. So that's all detailed on their website as well. I am, like I said, though, not pushing the website link just yet. So if you're listening to this close to July 14th, you should stay tuned. I will have current information. There is actually a link on our innovateforvegas.org website, for better or worse. So if you find it there and you want to check it out, great. If you attempt to sign up, you may not find the Las Vegas page because, as I'm speaking right now, it has not been accepted by their moderators and been published. So you'll be out of luck, but that will happen soon. So what I will do, however, we have several people, a lot of teachers, which is wonderful, and some not teachers, which is also wonderful, are interested in being a part of this. I would really like to get Bigelow Aerospace, the Las Vegas Spaceport people, any NASA-related companies doing any sort of development here in the Southern Nevada area, and in fact, anywhere in Nevada. Reno, I hear there's a couple of people up there doing things. So the whole reason we're doing a hybrid event is to not only engage with more participants, so teams of one or more people who will try to tackle a project in 48 plus hours. This is, by the way, an all-nighter hackathon, so those are tough to do. If you've never done one before, and you've never had a chance to practice, you're going to learn the hard way because it's a good time. Maybe I'll try to get some coffee food trucks in there too. Grouchy John, 24-hour coffee. Believe it or not. I'm not a fan of Red Bull. I mentioned Red Bull and pizza earlier, and they usually sponsor hackathons, but I'm just not a fan of Red Bull. So we're going to deploy our website with some more information. We have our Discord server. We have I'm gonna have some more tea. We have our we have our portal page, like I said, that will be up soon on the NASA website. So don't go there yet. And then our own website, I will put up some particular information at the end of July. We're planning to launch some of our smart social components. So we'll probably lean into that more. So Discord plus our smart social stuff, plus our website, plus the NASA site. And if we're really lucky, we'll get some of our local media to cover this, mention it, starting in August. 2 months to get the word out, get people interested, participating, signing up. We'll probably have a dry run in September. If I am able, if I can convince people, we'll try a full 2-day hackathon. We do have 24-hour access to the International Innovation Center, thanks to Don Jacobson. So assuming we have more than just me showing up, we'll try to do a dry run the fourth weekend of September. We'll practice not going stir crazy. It's like sitting in a space capsule for 2 days. Make sure you don't try to jump out. So I have an email address that you may email, info, I-N-F-O, like information, info, +ISAC, ISAC, that's International Space Apps Challenge, and then 2023. So info +ISAC 2023 at innovateforvegas.org. I have that link in the show notes. You don't look at the show notes. And by the way, most podcast clients make it very difficult, even on the web, to see properly formatted RSS feed embedded description content. It's my pet peeve. So if you are at all interested, you can drop an email there. The email list will be more specifically for venue hosts and sponsors and partners and educators that want to know what's going on. So when the school year starts in the end of August, early September, I have to be honest, I don't keep track of that so closely anymore. But whenever school starts again, we'll start to get the word out to the students, and we're really excited that there's actually a Space Force JROTC unit at Durango High School here. I myself was in Air Force JROTC when I was in high school. That was back when the Flintstones with the you had to power the cars with the feet. Air Force was still a new thing back then. So Space Force, hopefully we'll get some of those students and maybe their instructors. That'd be nice. And I'd be interested to see some of the separated or even active duty Air Force people here. We have 2 Air Force bases, Nellis and Creech. So I'll try to get the word out to those people. Obviously other students, you don't have to be an ROTC to appreciate this. Probably would be fun to have some college students. I suspect we'll have more high school students. It will be tricky for the younger students. I don't know who wants to stay awake for 48 hours if you are in elementary school, because guess what? Their parents have to hang out with them. That's a NASA requirement that under 18, you must be this old with the sign with the, yeah. So the parents would have to stick around. So I don't know how that will work, but we'll find out. So there will be an email address, like I said, an email list, I should say. So if you send an email to info +ISAC 2023, that's INFO plus symbol ISAC 2023 at innovateforvegas.org. Innovate 4 is spelled out, F-O-R, innovateforvegas.org. And I'll send you an email, and then it will contain a link, an opt-in link. I don't want to spam anyone. I don't want anybody getting sick of us already. So we'll get that going. And what else we got here? We got, it'd be fun if we have a great turnout locally. We very rarely do at our monthly meetups, so it'll be an interesting time. Sorry, a little bit more orange tea there. It'll be an interesting time, and I'm hoping the multiple locations and engagement with some of the high school students. Like I said, it'd be great to get some college students and adults, as in like workaday world, Our stand-up comedian Alex is not necessarily adult-only humor. He is a Caltech graduate in mathematics, fairly bright. I mean, he could have gone to Mud, but he went to Caltech. But he is he's very talented, and he is totally ready. He does actually some pretty nerdy humor about requests for comment, RFCs, and some other fairly nerdy stuff. So he sounds a little bit excited about this. We'll see what unfolds in his comedic stylings. I'm thinking about getting a lounge act to perform for the late night. But again, this will require participation. So I'm really hoping that people will come through. And then our remote event will ideally be anywhere in the world that people want to participate. There's not like a universal coverage arrangement with NASA, so they don't have local events. They call them local events. I've been saying Team Las Vegas, but each event will have multiple teams, and they may be in Las Vegas or near Las Vegas or not. So they're not local events happening everywhere in the world, certainly approximately, but I would like to reach out to, say, the Seed folks in Shenzhen. They've always been pretty cool. It'd be cool if they had some space hardware, but we'll see about that. But if anybody at the X Factory wants to participate and they want to be on Group Vegas, I don't know. We got to come up with a name. But Vegas Vic. So we'll see what unfolds. We're still just getting started. Come August, by the way, there will be weekly Zoom calls required, mandatory, for local leads like myself. So there will almost certainly be a corresponding email on the mailing list for partners and venue hosts and so on. The participants, I anticipate, will be signing up later. Despite the fact that signups are open now, I think they will not sign up now. I think they will wait until the last possible minute, and then they might sign up and not show up because this is Las Vegas. We'll see. So that's the story. I got to apologize again for my voice. It's been really pushing back against me today. But thanks for listening. Part 2 has been a little bit thin. There, like I said, the portal, it's a NASA portal, so we don't have any say in that. If you really want to check it out, it's spaceappschallenge.org. But there will be a link there to sign up, and you will want to sign up for ours. So I'm gonna publicize that more starting, I will say, Monday the 17th. I don't know if the portal will be in a stable state, but I'll start putting it out there. And our page will hopefully have been moderated and accepted by then. You never know. And yeah, so we'll have some other features. We'll try to get some food preferences and allergy considerations and so on ahead of time. That's another podcast entirely right there. And we'll have hopefully through August, we'll have a better idea of who's participating and which venues and what our international outreach looks like. So we'll see. So thanks again for listening, like I said, and for sharing this information. If you found any of this interesting, or if you know someone who would like to participate in this international hackathon. I know you don't know anybody who wants to participate in our monthly hackathon. I think I've talked to all of them and they don't show up anyway. But if you know someone who wants to compete, there will be prizes. Apparently, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But if you'd like to yourself, or you know somebody who would like to, or both, participate in the International Space Apps Challenge for 2023, it's a NASA event we are facilitating. I am the designated local lead for Las Vegas and beyond, and we'll see what unfolds. So I'm looking forward to it. I have my Arduino Uno R4 arriving this weekend, so I can get some hands on. I got a Raspberry Pi somewhere. I got a bunch of stuff from my Intel days. So we'll see what kind of hackery I can get into between now and October 7th. That might be just enough time. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe, or share, or comment, or whatever your favorite podcast platform enables you to do. And I cannot stress this enough. If you can share this information with people you think might be interested, that is unfortunately the way to get the word out here in Vegas. I doubt very much the city of Las Vegas or even Clark County will make much of this. We'll see. I will depend more on local media and schools, education. It's fundamental education. Reading is fun and easy, something like that. Either way. So we'll depend a lot on word of mouth and on educators. And so if you're one of those, please share twice. All right, now I'm rambling. I got to drink some more tea. Thanks again. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.